Hello, everybody out there, YouTube. Man, fuck that. Fuck the intro. Fuck the regular shit that, I usually say, Family King. I'm tired of this. I don't even want to say that shit right now. Right now, I just want to get to it. Later on, I'll tell y'all niggas about that. Yo, listen. My God. Oh, man. I can't stop grinning. To me, where do I start, people? Where do I fucking start? Oh, God. Hello, everybody out there, YouTube. This is Forever King 116. I'm here today to talk to you about the episode Prophecy. Powerful, powerful episode today. Powerful. Like, when I say powerful, that shit was tougher than bricks. That's how powerful that shit was. Um... Oh, they really did it this time. They really, put their shit together and they made me happy, because oh man. Let me start this shit off right. Oh. There's nothing I did not like in this episode. There was nothing I didn't like in this episode. That's a first. That is a first. That there was nothing in the episode I did not like. I know you guys are excited too, because that was such a good episode. And it makes me sad to know that next week is the last episode. And it opens my horizons to think, like, how much other stuff are they going to put for the last two hours of that finale. Let me get to it. Number one, people. Let me get the small stuff out of the way. All the small good stuff out of the way. I totally love hearing Jarrell and Clark talk again. That was just so funny, and so it was just so good. Just to see them talking to each other again was great. I love hearing the voice. To me, that was powerful right there. That was Superman. That was a Superman movie all over again. Lois standing there while he talks to his mother and father about his he wants to start a life with this woman. And that was so much Superman movie, it wasn't even funny. And then Jarrell sits there and drops a fucking ice block on Lois. And I was like, he is not invited to the wedding after that. Like, that's it. Jarrell, you're not invited to the wedding. You can't just go around dropping ice sculptures on people's women. You can't do that. Now that makes Clark scared to even bring his children into this fortress, because you don't know what's gonna happen. He might blow the fortress up or some shit just to teach Clark a lesson. That's crazy, yo. Lois had Clark's powers for a whole until sunset. Clark, let me rewind this. Clark told everybody that they getting married. But number one, he did not tell his own father that they were getting married. So Clark takes Lois to the fortress. Now, when Clark takes her to the fortress, he's all happy and, he's just excited because he's a little nervous, but he is excited to tell his own father, listen, I want to start a life bond with this woman. Lois says, yes, I want to be with Clark. And it was just like, oh, this is such a touching moment. Just to hear Clark, his father talking, just touching right now. I'm just so happy, And then Jarrell, the things he tell you are such in riddles, it's not even fun. Jarrell will tell you 10 million things when he really means to say, like Jarrell would tell you, oh, you're supposed to find your way, and he tell you all these cryptic messages, but he really go to, like, he does such a good job of telling you so many cryptic things that when it come to it, he'll be like, at the end of what he really means is, oh, I want you. You know, everything has to do with Jor-El telling Clark, you know, you don't need me. You don't need Jonathan Kent to remind you that you're gonna be the best or the greatest hero. You don't need me to continue to, you know. It's like a little kid trying to learn how to ride a bike. You take the fucking um what do you call those? You take the fucking training wheels off. You're gonna ride that fucking bike. Whether your mother and your father are not holding that damn thing, you're gonna have to ride it. You're gonna have to learn how to ride that bike by yourself. And it just, to me, Jor-El, he was just so wise. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole message was so cryptic. At first, I didn't get it. You know, I tell you the truth, I didn't get it, people. And then when I finally thought about it, I was like, when I first thought about it, I was like, he probably gave her the powers because he wanted Lois to see how Clark is, like, what Clark has to deal with on a daily basis. And to Jor-El, this was just a trial for Clark to realize that you don't need me. You don't need Jonathan Kent. You need to be you. You need to grow up, and you need to do this by yourself. Because the world needs you. It don't need me to tell you what to do. You need to know all that on your own. Clark goes in there. He goes into the fortress. He talks to Jor-El. Jor-El drops this big ass ice block on Lois, which I can't tell you, I was laughing the whole time when that shit happened. I was like, I knew it was gonna happen, but I was laughing to actually see it happen. It was funny to me. And then she picked it up, which it looked weird. Lois picking up big objects. I tell you that right now, it looked real weird for her to be picking up big objects. But, you know, whatever. And, you know, Lois gets Clark's powers for a day, and Clark is human for a day. For basically a day, until sunset. And, you know, Lois, she's so, you know, headstrong. She's so, you know, she's using his powers to the extreme. She's super speeding all over the place, typing her reports up, and, you know, getting all her work done. I was like, that is so cute. Like, that's how Lana was. You know, that's exactly how Lana was. So headstrong. So, you know, direct. You know, she got a piece of Clark's powers and she went off the handle, doing 10 million other things, and, you know, she was just so, you know, direct. And Clark and Lois are working on this story. All these places in Metropolis are being bought out by a company that, you know, is close to this lake. That's I think it's like some main reservoir for Metropolis, and they buying all the companies that are near that reservoir. So they deal with that, and they figure out who's doing it, you know. And they don't figure it out yet. They tried. There's one store that hasn't been bought out yet. So Clark and Lois go down to this store and try to figure out, you know, what's going on. Who's buying all these places out. So Lois uses her super speed and leaves Clark in the office. Now I feel like Clark is like, now he getting tired of seeing her speeding all over the fucking place. He's getting tight now. He like, listen, can you slow the fuck down? I can only walk right now. I can walk and drive. I can't fucking run after you. You know, like he could have did with Lana back in those episodes that he was running around with Lana. So this nigga sitting here, you know, it's like Lois is like a little kid. You know, she got something new. She don't know how to stand still. You know, she's all over the place. She just, you know, she got to play around and do her stupid shit. So they get to the place. They get to the place, but they sit across the street into this little diner. Now they outside sitting there, and Clark is trying to overhear what's going on in that place because, you know, they got to figure out who's behind all this. So what happens is that Clark tells Lois, listen, to you got to do the superhearing thing I do. So Lois makes fun of the way Clark does the superhearing thing, which I found so funny, because he was like, "Oh, you mean this the squint and tilt your head thing?" And Clark was tight. He's like, "Yes, the squint and tilt my head thing I do." Like, he was dead tight about that. She was making fun of that nigga the whole time. It was hilarious to see them interact like that. So Lois does it, and she starts to hear all the things that Clark hears, on a daily basis. So she's like, "This is what you hear? You hear all these people crying out for help and you don't always help them?" He's like, "I do, but I got to prioritize who gets the help. Who needs my help the most. You know what I'm saying? The worst situations get my attention. I can't go and stop a car crash and, I get there and, they're exchanging, insurance and insurance, he says those things are, they can be handled. Fire department is right across the street. If there's a fire right there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not his responsibility to always, go after the small things. He's more of the kind of person that takes care of the big things that, not everybody can take care of. If somebody's getting mugged and the police are not around, he'll jump in. If a building blows up, he'll jump in. You know what I'm saying? Because, a fire department can't fucking handle a building getting blown up. So Clark is like, I got to give certain things my attention. I can't always save, cats out of fucking tree and shit like that. He's telling her that, and she's like, "Oh, so you're like a doctor, you gotta you pick who you take care of." And he's like, "Yeah, I have to, because if I do that, I won't have any time to do what I need to do." So he tells Lois to focus, and then Lois focuses, and then she's so, oh, I got the powers, I could just go across the street and do what I gotta do. I don't even gotta worry about Clark type shit right now. And she bum rushes into that place and takes down one of their own league members that is being controlled. So I'm gonna stop for a minute, because Clark is wearing the glasses, and I just I like seeing him wear those glasses. Like, to me, it's so Superman right there. You can't put that in any other words. That is so Superman right there. But back to the episode. Oh man, Lois knocks one of the league members through the wall. Now, she tells the lady in the store, like, "Yeah, I work out. Yeah, I pump my little muscles." "Bitch, you better get back." that's how she was. She was mad confident. So Clark comes in there, pulls off the mask, finds out it's Stargirl. So Stargirl is being controlled by Winslow Shot, Toyman. Toyman got his own little league now. Got his little league of supervillains. And if you guys looked at that round table, there's a lot of noticeable faces. A lot of them. A lot. You seen the oh man, I forgot his name. But I seen it, like, if you watch Justice League, he's in there too. He's the villain with the big like robot head. I forgot his name. That he shoots the poison darts or whatever. I forgot his name. But please, whoever knows what I'm talking about. He has the little like the saucer type mask, but it's a big saucer. If you look at the round table that they had, Dark Arrow, they had Roulette, they had Metallo, they had it looked like they had somebody else. I don't want to say they had Grundy over there, but I don't know. I only seen the round table, like, I kind of glanced at it and I kind of noticed somebody was sitting over there with a ripped shirt. Like, I thought it was Grundy. I don't know if it was. People, please correct me if I'm wrong. And please give me the name of that guy. I forgot his name. The guy with the little, like, saucer type mask. But we'll get to that. And he got his own little league of superheroes. So Lois finds out it's Winslow's shot. So she super speeds without even talking to Clark, without even figuring out a game plan. But then Clark should get used to this because he does this to everybody. He super speeds out of the fucking room before somebody gets to really talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So he can't get really mad about that shit. So she super speeds to Winslow's shot. Winslow's shot is shocked to see her. He's not really shocked, but he's like, how did you get in here to see me? This is a high facility. You can't really get in. Not everybody can get in. So, she bluffing with this nigga, telling him, oh, fuck that, da-da-da. I know about your league of villains, and this is that and the third. The Blur won't let you get away with this. And then she over here talking, then she's like, then Winslow Shaw's like, look, bitch. Listen here, bitch. I got my villains closing in on the fucking Blur. You play if you want to. So she getting all scared. And this is another thing. I didn't understand why Lois would, if you can super speed to save Clark and beat up all these villains, why not? Why not go over there and beat up you have super strength. You're faster than Speeding Bullet. Why not go back and save Clark? Let him bring his villains. Let him. You're strong enough to take on 4. You know what I'm saying? So why even? But she gave it to Winslow's shots, demands, and Winslow's like, listen, put this Toy Man say, put this, put my control chip on you. Now she's like, how I know you're gonna keep your word, da da da. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep my word. You ain't gotta worry about that shit. Just put on what I fucking told you to put on, and don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, so he doesn't. I was like, the second you put that on, he's gonna send you to go kill Clark. Duh. Like, hello, did the sirens go off in your head yet? So I was like, oh, he's gonna use you to kill Clark. That's the second he said he's not gonna send the villains. All you gotta do is put on the chip. Lights should have went off in your head. That listen, you put on that chip, you're gonna have a bad time. You put that chip on the back of your neck, you're gonna have a bad time. So, she puts on the chip, thinking he gonna keep his deal, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep my deal, but now I'm gonna send you to go kill the Blur. So she finds the Blur, Clark Kent, the one and only, and they gotta stall her until sundown because that's when Jor-El said that he'll get his powers back. So when he's stalling her, telling her I love you, this and that, she kind of breaks free of the device a little bit, and then after she breaks free from the device a little bit, I guess the device, I guess it was a little strong and it kept her under control. So she went back and attacked Clark, and before she can super deck his ass through a wall, he got his powers back and caught it. Which it was so good. And it was just great, just to see all this happening, just to see the League of Villains was by far the best experience I had. When I seen all them niggas sitting at that one table, I was like, I know them niggas. I know each and every one, except for I tell you right now, my brain is just in shock right now because I can't remember this nigga, the villain name that this nigga is. But I was hoping to see Lex this episode, but we'll get. I know that's next week. I know that's saved for the goodies right now. So, oh man. So, what else? What happened after that? All right. So, Clark gets his power back. Take the device off her neck. Then he goes and pays a visit to Winslow Shaw. Tells Winslow Shaw, "Look, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you think you doing, but I'm gonna be around and I'm gonna be watching y'all asses. I'm Superman, bitch. You gotta realize this. You can't get away from me. I'm the Man of Steel. Like, I'm always gonna be around. So Winslow shot, he's like, oh, can't believe this. Da da da. Clark crushes the phone. The nigga's still in jail. And then what happens after that? I'm gonna stop at that part. After the Toy Man incident, I'm gonna stop at that part. The last part, the ending, was powerful to me. So I'm gonna stop at that part, and now I'm gonna go to Oliver and Supergirl's little, exploration. So Supergirl and Oliver are in this hidden place where they find Orion's, I think it's Orion's bow that they're looking for. So Supergirl's already down there, and she was trapped down there for like, I don't know, I think for a couple of weeks now, and thinks that Oliver came to save her, which Oliver really wasn't there to save her. He was really there for his own intentions. So he happened to fall into Supergirl. So it's like, you was just you were just lucky that Oliver found you. So Supergirl, her and Oliver are going through this secret place, and they're trying to find the bow. And it wasn't too much of a big thing. Like, it was kind of like a short little thing. They the whole arrow thing with the symbols. She should have known that, the second he touched the Omega sign, there was something wrong. Because I felt like, if you're able to access the Omega sign, there's something evil about you. You're under Darkseid's control. So the whole time, Supergirl didn't trust Oliver until, he saved her. Then she started to trust him. The whole Clark, Clark is, if Clark trusts you, I trust you type shit. So they finally got to the last place where the bow is being held. And Supergirl gets called back to the fortress. Now, when she goes back to the fortress, Jor-El tells her, listen, you can stay on Earth. But look, if you stay on Earth, you're going to interfere with Clark's destiny. Now, if you interfere with Clark's destiny, you will cause Clark to, you're going to fuck up Clark's destiny, basically. So she's like, I don't want to leave and all this bullshit. She got to go to... So Jor-El's like, listen, you got two paths. You can either stay here and mess up Clark's destiny, basically, or you can just, go on the other path where you're needed somewhere else, which is, the League. She got to go to the future, which I felt like she should have said bye to Clark, at least. I think she should have, but what can you do? So she doesn't say bye to Clark. She decides to go to the future, and be with the League, which was so Superman-like anyway, because in Justice League she goes to the future anyway. So it was like, they trying to roll up everything and put it in its rightful place, like Dominion episode at the end of that, when you see Zod and the two Kryptonians beside Zod fly off, that is from the Superman movie. You didn't, I hope everybody knows that. That shit was from the Superman movie. Zod and that big giant ass nigga, and then the girl. That's from the Superman movie. Like, they putting all those pieces into, where they need to be. So I was just excited, like, off the bat, her being in the fortress and talking to Jor-El, and Jor-El telling her, listen, this is what you got to do, or, you got two choices: stay with Clark and fuck up his destiny, or, go to the future. And, she chose the right place. It's like they put in everything into his respect, like they put in everything where it needs to be. And I'm so happy that Smallville has at least did this. They not usually, on top of shit like that, but I start to see, they putting they putting things into in the right order. So Supergirl leaves, and Oliver's left in the tomb, and he finds the bow. Now, when he finds the bow, he thinks that when he grabs the bow, he'll break his hold from Darkseid, because he still got that Omega symbol, and he'll break his shit from Darkseid. But that doesn't happen because Granny Goodness finds it. Granny Goodness grabs the bow before he does, destroys the bow, and he thinks he's sitting there talking shit to the bitch. But then I'm thinking, like, didn't you just see what she did to that bow, nigga? She can do that to you. Like, you will die. You gonna die. You gonna die today, nigga. Like, you see what she did to that? She disintegrated that bow. So why the fuck you even conversate? You should be trying to, like, either get out of there or, beat her up or something. Do something. So, Granny Goodness erases his memory and turns him evil. Now, Oliver, later on in this episode, he finds the gold kryptonite. He digs he digs in an area where I guess they find where they heard that the kryptonite is, and they find the gold kryptonite, which, from what I hear, it takes away Clark's powers. So now I'm gonna get to the ending, where Lois and Clark have their unfortunate talk. This part was real sad. Like, I felt bad for Clark, because the way Clark looked was exactly the way he looked when Lana left his ass and gave him that tape saying that they can't be together. So Lois is like just realizing that Clark's weakness is her. Which, I would have thought she would have recognized that, years ago. Like, you should have recognized that shit. That shit, you're his weakness. You always been his weakness. Listen, any girl that a guy falls in love with is that guy's weakness. You can't have, like, girls are the weakness to men. Like, that's our weakness. That's my weakness. Females are my weakness. That's common sense. She should have known that already. She was caught up in, I love him so much and this and that and the third. Yeah, but you should have known at the end of the day, the planet is more important than you. It is. Sorry. Like, what you want Clark to do about that? The planet is more important. And, she realized this and tells Clark, sorry, Clark, I can't marry you. And she hugs Clark, like, she gives Clark a hug, and I'm like, I feel sorry for Clark, because I know he tight. Like, think about it, nigga, you just lost someone you love. That's exactly what Lana did. Lana left his ass, and you just repeated history. That's how I felt. I felt bad for Clark. I was like, listen, a lot of that shit actually happened to me, so I'm like, yo, love sucks. I can tell you that. But I don't know if they get married in the next episode. Well, from what I hear, they supposedly get married next week. But if they don't, that would be better than... That would be better. If they didn't get married, that would be better. Because if they didn't get married and she was still engaged to him, we'll still lead on to the Superman thing. And then, like, them getting married doesn't have to, like, that's a given. They don't have to get married. Not yet. They don't have to get married till, like, years later. So, it was a great episode. Great episode. Please leave me your comments. Please let me know how you guys feel. Because the main thing is I want to know how you guys feel. That's the main thing I care about. Please leave me comments. Please. And next week is going to be the best. I know it's going to be the best finale. The best finale of the season. And he's going to wear the suit. I know he's going to wear the suit. I know they're going to leak pictures of him wearing the suit. I know Michael Rosenbaum gonna be there, and I know it's gonna be great. Peace.